Traveling through China often brings images of bustling cities and well-known tourist attractions. But beyond the familiar landmarks lies a vast and varied landscape that few visitors ever fully experience. In many regions, mountains, lakes, and valleys remain largely untouched, carrying centuries of natural and cultural history that continue to influence the lives of local communities. Moving away from the typical tourist paths, this journey explores areas where human presence is minimal and the environment remains dominant, offering insight into both natural formations and the traditions that have developed around them. In Sichuan province, Siguniang Mountain rises prominently in the northern part of the region. This peak, reaching over 22,000 feet, is surrounded by a wide expanse of protected land, home to rare species such as the giant panda and snow leopard. The mountain itself was formed approximately 200 million years ago through tectonic activity, creating a rugged terrain of steep cliffs, glaciers, and alpine meadows. Siguniang Mountain serves not only as a destination for climbers, but also as a living laboratory for ecological research. Trails leading to the higher elevations are maintained, yet only a small percentage of visitors attempt the ascent to the highest summit, making it a place where natural processes dominate the landscape. Villages at lower altitudes rely on limited agriculture, often maintaining terraced fields that have been cultivated for generations. These communities engage in small-scale farming, livestock rearing, and traditional crafts, and they maintain seasonal festivals that mark the agricultural calendar. Visitors can observe these practices firsthand, gaining a deeper understanding of mountain life beyond the visual spectacle. Nearby, Fanjingshan in Guizhou province presents another example of China's high-altitude ecosystems. The mountain reaches over 8,100 feet and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site due to its combination of biodiversity and cultural significance. The area supports over 1,600 plant species, including rare orchids and medicinal herbs, as well as endangered animals like the Chinese golden monkey. Ascending the mountain requires navigating hundreds of stone steps that wind through dense forests and misty slopes, leading to temples perched near the summit. These structures have been maintained for centuries, offering insight into the spiritual practices of local Buddhist communities. Pilgrimages continue to this day, and while modern tourism is increasing, the area remains primarily valued for its environmental and cultural preservation rather than commercial activity. Moving eastward, the Wuyang Mountains provide a different perspective on human interaction with the landscape. These mountains, known for their association with traditional martial arts, contain both natural and constructed sites of historical importance. Tanju Peak, the highest summit, rises to more than 10,000 feet and has been a focus of religious and cultural activity for centuries. The mountain hosts over 30 shrines and temples, each representing architectural styles from different historical periods. Hikers and researchers visiting the Wuyang Mountains encounter a landscape that blends natural geological formations with human-made structures, illustrating the balance between spiritual practice and environmental adaptation. Local settlements are often small, with villages situated in valleys where streams provide water for irrigation and daily needs. Traditional crafts, including woodwork and herbal medicine, are still practiced, and visitors can gain perspective on how communities have historically adapted to the mountainous environment. Further south, Mount Hashan stands as one of China's 5 sacred mountains, reaching nearly 7,700 feet. The area is known for its steep trails that cling to rock faces and narrow wooden stairways, some only a few inches wide. Historically, the mountain supported a number of Taoist monasteries, which attracted scholars and pilgrims for over 2 millennia. Today, tourism has grown significantly, with around 100,000 visitors annually, yet many paths remain challenging, preserving the mountain's reputation as both a spiritual and physical test. Along the trails, small tea houses and rest stops provide practical support for hikers while maintaining minimal impact on the surrounding environment. Local guides often explain the significance of each temple and shrine, highlighting the historical and religious context of the area. Seasonal changes affect both accessibility and appearance, with autumn bringing colorful foliage and winter often covering paths in ice and snow. In addition to mountains, China's freshwater lakes offer critical ecological and cultural value. Hai Lake, one of the largest in the country, spans roughly 48.5 square miles and reaches a maximum depth of 22 feet. Formed over 1 million years ago through tectonic activity, the lake supports nearly 100 species of fish, including endangered varieties. Its waters provide resources for nearby communities, supporting agriculture, fishing, and daily water needs. Hai Lake presents a similar case, situated in a region of undisturbed forests and valleys. The lake covers nearly 500 acres and is fed by 8 primary rivers, creating numerous waterfalls that enhance both the ecosystem and the aesthetic appeal. Seasonal variations influence water levels and temperature, ranging from sub-30 degrees Fahrenheit in winter to mid-70 seconds in summer, conditions that contribute to a dynamic but sustainable natural environment. In southern China, Canis Lake offers another perspective on glacial and geological history. Sitting at an elevation of 5,260 feet, the lake occupies a basin formed by ancient glacial activity and contains roughly 1.7 million cubic meters of water. Its green waters are a result of glacial minerals and local algae, creating visual effects that shift throughout the day as sunlight changes. Archaeological studies have revealed remnants of the Khanty people, indicating long-term human settlement in the area. These findings demonstrate how local ecosystems and communities have coexisted for millennia, relying on natural resources without compromising long-term ecological stability. Rice terraces, such as the Longji rice terraces, exemplify the human transformation of challenging terrain into productive farmland while maintaining ecological balance. Spanning approximately 3,600 acres, these terraces were created over 1,000 years by local ethnic groups. The irrigation systems are carefully designed to distribute water efficiently across steep slopes, reducing erosion and maintaining soil fertility. In summer, flooded terraces reflect sunlight and form temporary water surfaces that support aquatic plants and attract migratory birds. Each terrace represents not only a functional agricultural structure, but also a cultural artifact, documenting centuries of local innovation, labor, and adaptation to the environment. Canyons and geological formations provide further examples of China's diverse landscape. Tian Shan Grand Canyon stretches approximately 24 miles and reaches a depth of 1,800 feet at its lowest point. Formed over 500,000 years through erosion by wind and water, the canyon contains a wide variety of plant and animal species, some endemic to the region. Seasonal changes alter the appearance of the canyon walls, with spring and summer producing variations in color from yellow to red and green, while winter snow creates contrasting white expanses. Visitors can navigate trails that follow riverbeds and cliff edges, observing both geological layers and ecological habitats that are unique to this canyon environment. Map.voyage, one of the sacred peaks of Buddhism, rises to around 10,000 feet and features 5 summits, each associated with distinct religious significance. Covering 60,000 acres, the mountain contains over 50 historic temples, many still active and open to pilgrims. The terrain supports a variety of wildlife, including mammals and bird species that are uncommon elsewhere. Seasonal temperature fluctuations, ranging from below 20 degrees Fahrenheit in winter to 70 inches summer, create habitats that sustain both plant and animal diversity. Visitors often participate in guided tours to learn about the religious practices, ecological considerations, and local history, providing insight into the intersection of spirituality and environmental stewardship. Wu Mountain in Liaoning Province combines cultural heritage with ecological value. Standing at approximately 2,600 feet, the mountain features coniferous forests, stone carvings, and historical sites from the Qing dynasty. Wildlife includes hundreds of plant and animal species, making the area a significant wildlife sanctuary spanning roughly 25,000 acres. Seasonal temperature variations affect both vegetation and visitor activity, with summer highs around 85 degrees Fahrenheit and winter lows below zero. Festivals and local customs remain active, offering opportunities to observe traditional celebrations while respecting the protected status of the landscape. The Yandang Mountains in Zhejiang Province are renowned for hiking and volcanic rock formations. The range reaches nearly 7,000 feet at its highest peak and contains stone towers, cliffs, and waterfalls formed around 100 million years ago. Recognized by UNESCO in 2010, the area covers approximately 25,000 acres and has managed trails and climbing routes to support tourism while preserving natural features. Fairy Rock, a stone tower standing around 66 feet high, is a landmark of both geological interest and local folklore. Hiking routes include stairways, narrow passes, and observation points that provide practical access without compromising the geological integrity. Qiandao Lake, a man-made reservoir covering 573,000 acres, highlights the impact of human infrastructure on natural landscapes. Created for hydroelectric power, the lake submersed a historical city, which now lies beneath its waters. The reservoir supports aquatic ecosystems, recreational activities, and energy production. The maximum depth of 100 feet sustains diverse fish populations, including species unique to the area, while the surrounding landscape offers hiking paths and observation points for wildlife and scenic study. Local communities have adapted to the lake's presence, incorporating it into agriculture, fishing, and tourism practices. Tanzhu Mountain is one of China's largest limestone ranges, extending over 31,000 acres with a peak of 6,293 feet. Recognized as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve in 2011, the area preserves rare plant and animal species while offering opportunities for geological research. Traditional narratives identify the mountain as a spiritual location, attracting visitors interested in both cultural history and environmental study. Trails are maintained to allow safe access to caves, ridges, and viewpoints, emphasizing conservation alongside recreation. Dongjiang Lake, constructed as part of a hydroelectric project in 1970, spans 3,864 acres and reaches a depth of 164 feet. It supports water management, power generation, and recreational activities, including boating and fishing. Local cuisine highlights the unique aquatic species found here. such as the bloodfish, which attracts culinary interest. The lake demonstrates how infrastructure projects can integrate with tourism and ecological stewardship, supporting multiple human and environmental needs simultaneously. High-altitude lakes such as Basongkuo, at 12,467 feet, are formed from glacial melt and occupy about 6,000 acres. The lake's maximum depth is approximately 420 feet, supporting habitats for cold water species and migratory birds. Seasonal temperature variations influence both aquatic and surrounding terrestrial ecosystems. Basongkuo is notable for its color changes, shifting between green and blue throughout the day due to mineral content and sunlight reflection, illustrating the dynamic nature of high-altitude freshwater systems. Adjacent valleys such as Jujujaigu, covering 115,000 acres, contain nearly 1,000 plant species, many of which are endangered. Historical occupation by Tibetan and Hui groups has left cultural imprints, including legends, agricultural practices, and seasonal rituals that continue to influence the land. Caves like Xi'an and Jiguan offer insight into subterranean ecosystems and geological history. Xi'an Cave, extending over 15,000 feet, contains endemic animal species and underground rivers. Temperature and humidity variations create microenvironments supporting unique organisms. Jiguan Cave, formed from limestone over 200 million years ago, includes underground lakes capable of holding millions of gallons of water. These features provide research opportunities and attract tourists interested in geology, ecology, and speleology. Accessibility is supported with maintained paths and interpretive signage that emphasizes both safety and education. Tanmen Mountain features one of the highest natural sky gates in the world at 4,000 feet and is accessed by a cable car stretching 7,455 feet. Observation paths, totaling 1,500 feet, wind through 99 bends, culminating in a glass skywalk capable of supporting 660 pounds per square foot. These engineered structures provide visitors with expansive views while maintaining safety in steep terrain. Tanmen Mountain serves both tourism and spiritual purposes, reflecting the integration of modern infrastructure with historical and environmental preservation. Anren Ancient Town offers cultural contrast, preserving European-influenced architecture from the late Qing dynasty. Covering 50 acres, the town includes more than 50 historic residences and manors, such as the Anrenlu Manor, built in 194. Recognized as a National Cultural Heritage Site in 2001, the town receives around 1 million visitors annually. Seasonal festivals, including dragon boat races, allow visitors to observe living traditions alongside preserved architecture, offering context for the ways in which urban planning and cultural heritage intersect. Further exploration of high mountains continues, with Yulong Snow Mountain, whose highest peak reaches 18,360 feet. Situated near tropical regions, the mountain contains permanent snow and glaciers and supports rare forest ecosystems. The area historically formed part of a trade route along the Silk Road, facilitating exchanges between Tibetan and Chinese communities. Seasonal temperature fluctuations from 32 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit create a range of habitats for plants and animals. Scientific research focuses on forest conservation, climate impact studies, and glacial monitoring, while tourists may experience both high-altitude hiking and guided visits to ecological sites. Hudakuo National Park, China's first officially designated national park, in 2007, spans 1,500 acres and maintains forests and habitats for over 200 rare animal species, including the Asian brown bear. Seasonal temperatures ranging from 30 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit support diverse ecosystems. The park's cultural significance stems from its historical use by indigenous Naxi communities who regarded the area as sacred. Conservation measures focus on maintaining natural conditions while providing educational and tourism opportunities, balancing human interest with ecological integrity. Desert landscapes, such as Mingsha Mountain and Crescent Spring, offer a different form of natural contrast. Mingsha Mountain produces resonant sounds when sand shifts, while Crescent Spring provides a unique freshwater source in an arid region. Historical significance as a Silk Road stop contributes to cultural value, and modern tourism incorporates hiking, camping, and observation of rare desert flora and fauna. Temperature extremes, with day-night fluctuations exceeding 60 degrees Fahrenheit, challenge both wildlife and human adaptation. Colorful geological formations, including Jiang Colorful Dangxia, illustrate the effects of mineral deposits and sedimentation over 540 million years. Covering 124,800 acres, the region displays vibrant red, yellow, green, and gray layers, attracting scientific study and tourism. Fossil discoveries provide insights into prehistoric life, adding educational value alongside visual appeal. Designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2010 highlights the importance of preserving geological diversity for future research and public engagement. High-altitude lakes like Tian Shan Tiani at 5,500 feet cover approximately 5.5 acres and feature rock formations from the Pleistocene epoch, about 2.6 million years ago. The lake's environment supports unique endemic species, including cypress trees found only in these regions. Wind speeds averaging up to 47 miles per hour contribute to rapidly changing climatic conditions, influencing both ecological processes and human access. The surrounding area, including pastures and alpine meadows, reflects traditional nomadic use and supports cultural interactions between local Kazakh communities and seasonal visitors. Nalati tourist area, spanning roughly 370,000 acres, combines mountainous terrain with cultural heritage. Elevations around 6,000 feet create distinct climates, with winter temperatures dropping below freezing. The region's pastures, used historically by nomadic groups, bloom in summer with a variety of wildflowers, creating extensive visual displays. Annual visitor numbers reach into the millions, with tourism providing economic benefits while requiring careful management to prevent ecological degradation. Visitors can observe traditional practices, including livestock grazing, seasonal festivals, and crafts, gaining practical understanding of cultural adaptation to high-altitude environments. Across these regions, the common theme is the coexistence of natural and human systems. Mountains, lakes, caves, and deserts present unique physical challenges, while communities adapt through agriculture, spiritual practices, and cultural traditions. Biodiversity is maintained in part through careful stewardship by local residents and official protection through UNESCO recognition and national park designations. Visitor infrastructure is generally designed to minimize ecological impact, providing paths, guided tours, and interpretive information while preserving natural conditions. Seasonal variation plays a significant role in shaping both the environment and visitor experience. influencing climate, wildlife activity, and accessibility. Observing these regions allows for a comprehensive understanding of China's geography, ecology, and cultural diversity beyond the conventional tourist experience. Through this exploration, it becomes clear that China's landscapes are not merely scenic backdrops, but living systems that support communities, wildlife, and ecological processes. The mountains and lakes, deserts and caves, terraces and forests all demonstrate the ways in which geography, history, and culture intersect. Visitors gain more than aesthetic appreciation. They encounter functional ecosystems, historical settlements, and traditional practices that have been maintained over centuries. From Siguniang Mountain in the north to Tian Shan Tiani in the west, and from Yulong Snow Mountain in the southwest to the Yandang and Wuyang ranges in the east, each location offers insight into the complexity of human and environmental interaction. The experience of moving through these regions, observing daily life, and understanding natural processes provides a grounded perspective on the scale and diversity of China's inland areas. It is a study in adaptation, conservation, and sustainable use, offering lessons for ecological stewardship, cultural preservation, and responsible tourism. In all of these regions, visitors are afforded the opportunity to observe ecosystems functioning with minimal interference, to witness traditions that continue to shape lives, and to appreciate the subtle ways in which natural landscapes influence human development. The combination of altitude, climate, biodiversity, and cultural history ensures that each destination is distinct, yet collectively they form a coherent picture of China's interior as a space where nature and humanity coexist. This integrated view emphasizes that travel in these areas is not simply sightseeing, but also an opportunity to understand ecological balance, cultural continuity, and the logistical challenges of life in remote regions. The experience is both informative and practical, highlighting the work involved in sustaining communities and protecting habitats while allowing visitors to move safely through often challenging terrain. The full range of environments from glaciers and snow-capped peaks to freshwater lakes, desert dunes, and subtropical forests demonstrates the importance of considering geography, history, and climate when planning travel or conducting research. Understanding these elements provides context for appreciating not only the scenic qualities of each site, but also its broader significance in terms of conservation, cultural heritage, and sustainable development. Through careful observation and participation in guided activities, travelers can gain insight into both the tangible and intangible aspects of these regions, enhancing comprehension of their unique characteristics and ongoing human-environment interactions. In every valley, plateau, and shoreline, the interplay between geology, biodiversity, and human activity is evident, and careful documentation of these observations contributes to broader understanding of China's inland regions. The variety of experiences, from observing rare wildlife to understanding traditional agricultural systems and visiting ancient monasteries, offers multiple layers of engagement that go beyond visual appreciation, providing knowledge applicable to ecological management, cultural studies, and responsible travel planning. Collectively, these destinations present a comprehensive overview of China's inland natural and cultural landscapes, illustrating the interconnections between environment, history, and human activity.